Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Good to have you on board. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot in this hour. 30 minutes from right now, former Circa Survivor winner Mike Buchmiller is going to join us in studio. He is awesome with this contest. He is on the quest for $14.2 million, and they showcased his man cave the other night. And It was incredible. Best you've ever seen?
Yes.
Right.
All the way up. That was what a treat to watch it every Sunday and be there.
That's bottom of the hour right now. We get best bets on the BMW Championship this week as Jeff Seeley joins the program on X at Cutmaker Jeff. The podcast is coming out tomorrow as well. Jeff, good afternoon. Good to talk to you again, pal. Well, your model or models last week said that Scotty was easily the best golfer in the tournament and should win it. Do you think he does, even though he didn't have his caddy Ted Scott down the stretch?
Mitch, I tell you, I think that had a honestly a bigger impact than I think anybody thought, right? And he doesn't have him again this week. And so I think that there's something to that, and it's not nothing. I can say that. And when you watch it, you see Scotty like walking off his own yardages, almost just kind of like just dismissing this guy a little bit, like, okay, yeah, I got this. And down the stretch, he wasn't perfect. He wasn't normal Scotty. Now mind you, Rose played great. Obviously, he caught fire there at the end. JJ Spawn stayed in the hunt, but the one thing you knew that was going to happen was Tommy Fleetwood would choke. And when his putter started to heat up there a little bit, up until 15, you're like, maybe he's going to do it. And then when he just yanks it on 16, you're like, there's the Tommy Fleetwood we all know and love. So yeah, it was fun. It was great TV. The playoff was a lot of fun to watch, and lab putters are flying off the shelves thanks to JJ Spawn and making those 40-footers, 50-footers, and he's certainly made a name for himself at that club, that's for sure.
I tell you what, the year that guy's having, I mean, I think people are going to have to reevaluate rankings and how they look at him in terms of power ratings overall when it comes to matchups and maybe winning, tournaments beginning next year. Am I wrong with that?
Oh, no. You think about this. He was in a playoff in the Masters. He lost, the playoff in the Players, lost to Rory in a playoff there, obviously wins the U.S. Open. He lost in 2 playoffs. He could have 3 wins this year and be like the second winningest player this year. Yet what's funny, he's still only the 14th ranked player in the world. How is he still behind Corey Connors? When was the last time Corey Connors won anything? Yet JJ Spawn is still ranked behind Corey Connors. That's something's wrong there. But he's a great story. Obviously pretty likable. And again, that his unique putter I don't know if you guys heard this lab putter, the company that his putter is just sold for $200 million for a freaking putter company.
Oh my God.
It is $200 million for a putter company, and JJ Spawn's success was no small part of it. Both my girls now have lab putters. Like, it is the hot thing in golf, and you're seeing more and more tours playing because they're just, you get the ball online as long as you have the right line and the right speed, the putt's going in. You saw JJ Spawn do it on Sunday.
Amazing. Any idea how big of a piece he got from that?
Oh, I don't even know if he had any equity, to be honest with you. I just know he used the club. Hopefully he did, because certainly his win at the U.S. Open when he made that 60-footer and a few others were just a huge advertisement for lab putters. And then, it's not an accident that a few months later they sell for $200 million.
No kidding. Okay, so what do you want to do this week at the top of the odds board here for the BMW? Scotty's back in it. He's plus 230. This is at DraftKings. Rory's in it this week. He's at 8-1. Last week you did the winner without Scotty. What's your approach this week?
Yeah. One of the things we mentioned, Mitch, last week, right, was the Scotty top 10 parlayed with something else. I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to parlay that with a few tennis bets that I like, and get it maybe two big tennis favorites and get it to around even money. I think Scotty will be in the top 10 again, so I'm certainly going to bet that, caddy or no. But yeah, another week where I really am looking at the winner without Marcus, because it's winner without Rory and Scotty. So it makes it that much easier. And when you start looking at the prices, there's a drop off in price, but certainly getting rid of Rory and Scotty at a course that's a really good fit for both of them makes a ton of sense.
Walk us through some other guys that you like as well, please.
Sure. So again, after gaining 17 total strokes between the Open and the Scottish, we got Xander Schauffele at 12-1, the winner without. Looked pretty average last week. Gained only 2.5 total strokes, not doing anything great. I think that actually helps our price a fair amount. With no Scotty, no Rory, 12-1 on Xander's very interesting. In a tournament where you have to bomb it, third in the field in driving distance, 23rd in birdies or better gain, and no cut field, you always like Xander. I think it's a great price to get him at a bounce back from the St. Jude. And we're going to go back to the well with my favorite player on tour, Ludwig Oberg, 16-1 this week in the winner without. For whatever reason, his price never elevates as much as I really want it to, despite the fact that he hasn't won since February. He does have 2 top 10s since the Masters, and and those 2 top 10s have come in the last 3 weeks. So he's rounding into some sneaky good form, been gaining all across the board with the exception of his substandard short game, which I'm not super worried about this week. So we're getting a guy who's gained 20 strokes total over the last 3 events and arguably the most raw talent on tour. I'm going to take Oberg at 16-1. And then another guy, guys, Chris Gotterup. We know he's been super hot here lately.
Yeah.
25-1 in the winner without market. Comes in third in my first grade model behind only Rory and Scotty, and in top 10 in all 5 models that I ran this week. So he's 7th in the field in birdies gained, 2nd in driving distance, and inside the top 20 with his iron. So very poor showing last week as his irons really let him down. But the guy's been running so hot, and this course sets up so well for him to be down for too long. So again, after 3 straight weeks of a win and 2 top 10s, he's due for some fall off, but I think he'll bounce back in a week that sets up for him really, really well. Like Gotterup a lot. I'm going to bet him top 10 as well.
Well, Mitch can correct me if I'm wrong. You've been coming on the show a long time. I don't know if you've ever given out Ricky Fowler. Is this a first?
I don't think I have. Paul. You're exactly right. And I don't think I've ever given him out. And he's been on a really sneaky heater. 4 top 20s, and 2 more top 10s in his last 11 events. So he's finishing top 20 over 50% of the time. He's plus 100 top 20 this week, which I like a lot. We know that you have to make birdies, and lots of them, to win this event. Fowler comes in ranking 3rd in birdies or better and 10th in proximity from over 200 yards over the last 12 rounds. Number 4 in my first grade model. So Ricky Fowler is super hot, 35-1 in the winner without market. Made a nice run last week on Sunday. I think it's a really interesting time to bet him. And another guy I'm really big on this week is Kurt Kitayama. Has a lot going for him. Grades out number 2, actually ahead of Rory in my traditional model. 4th in driving distance, 8th in long iron play, 11th in birdies. Basically a perfect fit here. With Kitayama, your usual concern is his putting. His tee to green game's never an issue. Gained on tee to green in 9 straight events. It's putting. Now he's gained 3 straight events with the putter, where there's very serious consideration. If the putting keeps up, you know the tee to green is going to be there. Kurt Kitayama, 30-1, the winner without. Like him a lot this week as well.
Very good. Yeah. Keep in mind, by the way, the last time the BMW was here on this course, a couple years ago, Cantlay defeated Bryson DeChambeau in a playoff. Minus 27 or 27 under.
Yep.
So you would expect it to be really low scoring again this year, yeah?
That's exactly right. And guys, it's weird. It's a 7,600 yard par 70. So this is like a long course. But if you miss the fairway, the rough's not a huge penalty. So this is just long drives, long irons. This is just long and straight. And as long as you're hitting it long and straight, and all these guys I mentioned, maybe Fowler's not the longest guy in the world, but these other guys are huge bombers that are going to get it out there. You know, Cantlay's not a huge bomber. He just makes a lot of putts. He used to make a lot of putts, but that's why he was in that competing with Bryson there. Ricky's making birdies, and that's just it. If you can make birdies, guys can make birdies this week. I don't know if we're going to see 27-1, but I'm sure we'll see 21, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, you can follow Jeff on X. He is at Cupmaker Jeff, and the Cupmaker podcast comes out. That's going to be tomorrow morning. Jeff, thanks for the time. Go get him this week.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.
There you go. He was on the Progressive Guest Line. That was like superb putting in that playoff a couple of years back.
Yeah. Yes. He also wanted to throw in St. Louis Blues. Retro.
The retro?
Best jerseys. We got some Seattle Seahawks as well. Original St. Louis Blues. I think that's a better way to say it. Seattle Seahawks, very good. That's another good one.
Are you talking about those right there?
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said. I mean, I think that's what he means. But I also I'm from the state. I was not a fan of the Minnesota North Stars jerseys.
You didn't like those?
When they updated them, yeah. Like the later years with Madonna, and then that carried over when they moved to Dallas. But those retro with the green with the North, no.
I would actually make the case that too many of the hockey jerseys are
outrageous.
They're so busy, man. I can't.
You go back to those mid '80s with the Islanders and the Capitals; those were great jerseys. I think with the fish sticks and the crap. And then they
got way over the top with them.
Those home jerseys by the Islanders are great. The red Washington Capitals back in the day.
Yeah, I think you're talking pretty much all of them are going to be more old school, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it was probably like in the 90s when they really got flashy and out of control. And it was like, it was like more of an attention grab. Like 100 colors on these jerseys, for people who may not have been NHL fans or hockey fans or whatever to say, I kind of like that jersey. Who was that? I have no idea, but let me get that.
Yeah. Fun discussion. Good stuff. I like that stuff. But I just don't know why you would change it though, and just try, and then you would tinker with it and look like garbage.
Do you like the Green Bay Packers jerseys?
Yeah, those are good.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like those.
Mm-hmm. But there's just been some awful ones over the years of how they changed the hockey and some of the other.
I don't know why the Patriots ever changed.
Yeah,
those jerseys are elite.
Sure. The Parcells years, those were ugly.
Yeah. Oh well.
Curtis Martin, Bledsoe.
Yeah,
yes.
no good.
Yes.
Get him off the TV.
Yeah.
We'll hit props for tonight's card, and these awards are moving every single day in Major League Baseball.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Mike Buchmiller going to join us in studio. He was one of the winners, Circa Survivor, back in 2022. He also bought in on another piece last year. What was it, around week 4? And that ticket went on to be one of the winners as well.
That? Oh,
he's living right.
Crazy.
He's in studio in 15 minutes. I want to get some of your ideas on props that you're looking at tonight. Major League Baseball, maybe even WNBA. Let me throw one bet that I made at you last night, or I made today. It's in this Nationals-Royals game as Mitchell Parker goes for the Nats. Michael Wacha goes for Kansas City. So far this year, Parker has made 23 starts. Overall ERA is 5.43. He's allowed, Pauly, 3+ earned runs in 15 of his 23 starts and 6 of his last 8. This is his 11th road start of the year. Mitchell Parker has allowed 3+ earned runs in 8 of his previous 10 road starts on the season. Meanwhile, Michael Wacha's last 5 starts, 2-0, with a 1.78 ERA, 30+ innings, 16 total hits allowed, 6 earned runs, 19 Ks, 5 walks, like hardly any home runs, getting very lucky with the batting average of balls in play at 176. This number has since moved, but I did a same-game parlay on this tonight. I did Royals to win along with Mitchell Parker over 2.5 earned runs, and I got it at plus 115.
All right. Good job. It's good stuff out there today.
It's a good job if it wins.
Yeah, I know. It's always good to put the research in, do the work, though. I mean, it can't. It's like when Meat Man and Nigel come on. You can't be mad if the play loses because the analysis is so good. As I mentioned earlier, Naylor, have you seen what his stolen base numbers have been down to now? It was 10, 11 to 1.
Yeah, around plus 550
I know.
recently, I think.
Guy keeps swiping bags. 667 against Kramer. Rodriguez, 625. Henderson, 462 against Kirby. Carroll's gone deep 4 of the last 5. Wood has 2+ hits 3 games in a row. Schwarber, 5 bombs going back the last 8. He's on pace for 58 and 133 now. What he could do.
Can that win the MVP?
No. Not with what the other guy's doing. And now what's he up to? He's hitting 447.
How about this, by the way? Another controversy with Ohtani. Another scam in Hawaii. Did you see that?
What happened?
Details on this. I can't wait till they come out. Like $240 million real estate investment where people are suing Ohtani and another guy for like wrongdoings or misleading them. This is now twice. with Ohtani.
Well, how so?
Well, I mean, it goes back to last year with the gambling situation.
No, what's misleading?
Well, I saw like 75 tweets on it today.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't dug into it yet.
Okay.
But I just saw it and I was like, interesting. Smoke where there's smoke, there's fire here with this guy.
Well, I don't. Yeah, but you want to be floored. If you watch Selling Manhattan on Netflix, oh my God, just walking around. Hey, okay, nice little place here. You know, not that big. 2.5 million. Okay, let's go. We'll tour a penthouse today. 150 million. Look at the view. You know. Central Park, whatever. I'm not watching this. I go, what the hell is going on? 200 million for a penthouse.
Yeah, these people who do it, they must have like an unbelievable like social media team because they will pop up like on my Instagram once in a while. Like, I don't know who this guy is. And all of a sudden he's on the 61st floor in New York over Central Park, like showing some place that's going for $200 million. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, the gals are beautiful. It's no surprise. But then you see the dudes, and one guy's got neck tattoos, and he's tattooed from head to toe. I'm like, I'm not going to buy a house from this guy. I know,
you can trust that guy, I think.
I know. It looks like he's like a drummer for corn or something. And he's selling that type of property. But that's, I missed that on Ohtani. Very good. Also,
Here it is.
Sure.
Dodger star Shohei Ohtani and his agent accused of sabotaging a $240 million Hawaii real estate project.
Yeah.
Again, I can't wait for more of the details to come out on that.
Ohtani probably needs more than one Ray Donovan to help him out, clean up some messes.
At this rate, yeah. He's going to be calling the wolf here 3 times a week.
Sure. And you mentioned it too. This is a big game tonight in the WNBA. And this is Mike Palm's pick as well. LA got the big win the other night after the tough loss against Golden State, and they're a game out of the final playoff spot. They're catching 4 against the Liberty. But Jackson's been solid, man. She's $1.30 to score 15-plus points at DraftKings. Maybe you want to attack it with Plum, because also it's going to be volume, and she takes a lot of threes. She's $1.05 to score 20. But some of these games this is where you can ladder. I mean, she's plus 260 to score 20-plus tonight. She either has a so-so game or is dropping like 22, 27.
That's Plum or Jackson?
No,
Jackson, yeah. Well,
Jackson's been great. So is Plum. But again, we've talked about like 6 of the last 8 games, they've scored 100 points, what they're doing, finding their offense. So I would look at Jackson points, props, and maybe you can mix in some Plum stuff as well, as the Sparks have been so good offensively.
Okay. On the under tools on vsin.com, when you go down and click on the strikeout projections for tonight, courtesy of our buddies over at Ballpark Pal, they were high on Ben Brown against the Blue Jays, but he's no longer getting the start. Assad's been called up. He's going to get the start. They're high on Dean Kramer today. They project him for 5.79 Ks. You could find over 4.5 earlier at minus 140. They also like Brady Singer. Starting pitchers, Pauly, in the last 23 games against Philadelphia, they're 19-4 over their K-prop. I don't think I can get there with Singer, though. Ballpark Pal is down on a ton of guys tonight. So if you want to look at maybe unders here, they're really down on Robbie Ray. Under 5.5, minus 132. They're down on Clay Holmes. Mitchell Parker. They're down on Paul Skeens tonight. They project him for 6.18. His K-prop is 6.5, juice to the over. And you can go check it out for yourself to find out the other guys that they're down on. And I'll give you some trendy teams here. Tigers, last 32 games, opposing pitchers, 24-8 over their K-prop. Happened last night. It was an opener, but Books posted that kid's total at 1.5, like plus 180. He struck out 3 in 1 2/3.
Good job.
And Diamondbacks are 9-0 in the first 5 going back. The Rockies are now 1-14.
God, incredible.
And the Cardinals and Michaelis last night were minus a half a run. It took a minute. It was not easy, but it cashed. It was like minus 125.
You know, they're not out of this now because of how bad the Mets are playing.
True.
So they're right in this mix as well. Flaherty has been great against the White Sox this year, 3-0 with a 1.54. ERA's $1.80 tonight on the road. Detroit got a much-needed win last night. Strider, the Braves have won 6 in a row against the Mets when Strider's been on the mound. They've lost 7 of the last 10 when Holmes has been going. So be careful with the Mets tonight, as they've been so bad. And some other numbers, the Reds, 70, 44, and 6 to the under this year. Texas, 68, 50, and 2. Tampa 66, 49, and 5. Toronto leading the way 66, 48, and 5 to the over. And the Angels 64, 49, and 6 to the over. I mentioned the good. Milwaukee, obviously number 1 ROI by a big margin. 23 units. Toronto, number 2, then Miami, number 3. Colorado, now down 34 units and change. Atlanta down 31 units on the season.
Atlanta might catch them.
Yep, and they did before a couple weeks ago, but now Colorado's at the losing streak. And the Yankees, third worst ROI, down 12 units.
Yep. Okay, so updated numbers now. These numbers, again, are moving almost every single day. Although I will point this out. It was big for Scooble holders on American League Cy Young tickets last night because Crochet and Eovaldi each did not have good games.
And DraftKings was slow to move it today.
Yeah.
You still could have laid $2 even after Crochet and Eovaldi got roughed up.
That was still this morning.
Still there.
And during the games last night, FanDuel went to minus 425 on Scooble. I think they were right by moving it based on what happened last night.
Yes, because it really takes Eovaldi out of play now. Don't you think? You'd have to
I would say yes.
How many starts do you have left? And then it's really,
Yeah, the other one is the NL Rookie of the Year. Earlier today, Isaac Collins for the Brewers was minus 115. Now it looks like he and Drake Baldwin are each minus 110.
He's hitting 444 last 10 games, Collins.
The walk-off against the Mets. Kid's been awesome. Now you can get Chase Burns at 25-1. I wouldn't bet that because Francona came out and said monitoring pitch counts, taking it easy with him. He's going to be the future of the franchise. And Mizorowski's going to come back from the IL at some point, but now 25-1. I tell you that the catcher for the Marlins, Ramirez, back to 25-1 now. He was making a serious push for that award.
Yeah.
Damn good season. And now, by the way, FanDuel has, get this, Ohtani minus 20,000. BetMGM, I believe, has minus 3,000. Minus 20,000 compared to minus 3,000.
Interesting. Not bad. VSiN and Winner Circle Proxy giving away 2 grand prize packages for the Circa Million contest, a fully paid entry, full season proxy service from the team at Winner Circle, an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of the VSiN studios. Go to winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. Fill out the short form before August 17th. Don't miss your shot to play for $6 million in guaranteed prizes. winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN.
All right, fun conversation coming up next. Mike Buchmiller is going to join the program, lives here in Las Vegas. He is a former Circa Survivor winner, Pauly. He took it down back in 2022, bought back in last year around week 4.
That was on Survivor, my fault. That was Survivor Sweat. The person who won went on Survivor Sweat, bought back in.
Okay, gotcha.
My fault.
Okay, so we'll find out what his game plan is for this year, how many entries. I can't wait to get into Grandissimo, the $100,000 contest, all coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Pauly, right now, the number on the board behind us, more than 5,400 entries, $1,000 a pop into the 2025 version of Circa Survivor. And we have a former winner with us in studio, Mike Buchmiller, kind enough to come in studio here on a Tuesday afternoon. Was one of the entries anyway to take down the contest back in 2022. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I mean, what a time to be alive. I mean, is there anything better than the prospects of the NFL football season and signing up for these contests? You know, it's all the possibilities, all the dreams. You know, it is just the most incredible contest ever.
It really is. And you think about it, you probably think about it year round.
Oh, gosh. Year round. Yes, I do dabble in other things, but there is nothing that beats these contests. There is nothing that beats the NFL.
And so if you haven't watched yet any of the episodes on the quest for $14.2 million, Mike's home is showcased in one of the episodes. I think it was episode 3 or 4, right around there. Pauly called this the best man cave he's ever seen. He's not going to get an argument from me. That layout that you have at your house, tell people that have not seen it yet what it's like.
You guys are more than welcome. Truth be told, it's a close friends. I have a nice setup, but our friend Blaze, he invites any and everybody over. It is a mini Circa for sure. And I've said we should invite Derek over. He should set up a book there because the money, the bets, the sweats that go on there for and against in Survivor is absolutely incredible. So yeah, come one, come all. It is a mini Circa for sure.
It is top notch, no doubt about it. So there was also a quote in that episode where Johnny Vegas said, "I am going to enter this every single year the rest of my life." Think about, I mean, if you do it once, you're not going to stop, right?
Oh.
So that's why this is going to continue to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's no chance that I'm missing this contest. Once you enter it, it is the excitement. You cannot replicate getting to the finish line, getting within 2 or 3 weeks, much less getting there. And the worst day of the year is when you bust out of Survivor.
That's right.
It is the most incredible feeling. Mm-hmm. It's like a gut punch. It's like losing a family member. It's incredible. Hence Survivor sweat and hence the marketplace and how that's just exploded. When you get knocked out, you get a second life. You get a second chance.
Yeah, you can go there. You can get reinvestigated. So what happened last year around week 4? Was that on one of your tickets or you got back in on another ticket? How did that work?
No, my partner and I got all the way through. We busted out with the Houston Texans. The loss to the Titans happened to be ended up being the worst team in NFL football. We lost the week before Thanksgiving. Fairbairn misses the 28-yarder after Collins' TD gets called back, which incredible. So, we take some time, we step back, and we had a few people reach out to us, and we actually helped 2 people get to the finish line last year. Unfortunately, they were on the Falcons on week 18, but we were down here with the emotions of all the other, there was 18 at the time that were left in week 18. I'm not sure if they were all down here, but to be down here on week 18 and to see, the first half of those games in the morning games, the emotions are just unbelievable.
So what do you think happens this year? Your partner, James, came in and said, it was last year, actually. James Sullivan said, 20,000.
Yeah.
No problem. Do you think it's 20,000, 21,000 this year? And then one guy, right off the bat in episode 1 of the documentary, says 100,000, 150,000 by 2030. By 20, maybe you get, if Jessica Hearns could win, that could happen.
Oh, for sure.
Do you think a woman winning
there's
changes
more groups and people getting involved, and there's one-offs. I remember sitting next to Derek, and he was discussing last year the possibility of it maybe getting to 12. I told him, we're getting over 14. And he looked at me and he just said, I don't see it. We told him this year, it's minimum 17. It may touch 20. It may. And this thing's just going to continue to grow, as you know. Everybody that you know is talking about it. It's not, nobody's talking about fantasy football anymore. Everybody's talking about Circa Survivor.
So if we're here in a couple of years and it's 30,000, so what do you do with strategy? What are you going to do this year? What are you going to do the next coming years if you got to knock out 25, 30,000 people?
It's tough strategy every year. Listen, at the end of the day, you're trying to navigate a field that big. You got to stay off the chalk. I know it's easy to say, hard to do. But, if you win, they all win, and nobody's going to get cut here. So, you just try to pick your spots and try to navigate that big field by taking some teams that are a little bit under the radar and staying off the common pick, if you will.
Yeah. So I do think, Paul, under that scenario, like if it does touch 30 down the road, and it will at some point, and then 40 or 50, Circa can also change the rules.
Sure.
And at some point they can say by week 10, you need to start taking 2 teams a week, whatever they want. That way it's going to guarantee that the field's going to get cut down. It just will.
Yeah, there was a discussion about that last year because obviously there was so much carnage at the beginning. It's like, they're going to have a second chance Survivor. But then things tend to settle down.
Right.
There was obviously a lot of carnage at the beginning, and then there was the settle down of it, and then you started to see it became a sharp pool. It was very difficult to find out where those equities, where those entries were going to land week to week, and you can see the type of entries that were left, the people that were playing them. It wasn't a coincidence that they were fading the chalk, and they were able to navigate and find a path as opposed to the common pick. What was it? The first 2 weeks, the common pick, the chalk went down right off the Bengals. Week 2,
Ravens were a popular one. Blew that big lead.
The Raiders. How did the Raiders win that game?
Down 10 late, come back and win in Baltimore. Are you kidding me?
It's incredible. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. You just don't think it's going to happen, and there's just really no safe spots. So, it's tough to be on that top pick. And, there's times where, we tried to game where the public was going to land, and the reveal show, we find out we're on the common pick. And win or lose, it felt like we lost. And so, just we would make wagers based on where everybody's going to land. And, you're just trying to game it out as best as possible. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you got to go 20-0 to win the main, in my opinion, because there's so many people involved. And it's just not easy to do. You just got to find that path and stay off the chalk and try to navigate that field.
I like what Rob said in one of the episodes, Indiana Jet, who won it back in 2023. After all that carnage, like in the first 3 to 4 weeks, it was down to 600 plus entries. And he just said, I get it. You're feeling really good if you have an entry right now, but let me tell you, you have a lot of football left and you need to plan on winning all 20 weeks.
Oh, there's no question.
You have to go in with that idea.
The year we won it, I remember it got down to 99. And my wife said, wow, you're super close. And I go, oh, we are not close. Let's make that clear. This is a winner-take-all pool. You finish in the top 10, what do you get?
Zippo, unless you're hedging big time, down the stretch, which you got to monetize somehow.
Absolutely. And, people have to be careful with that because they can get, outside their bankroll when they're doing that. It depends on how far you are away in terms of weeks, because that adds up. Your hedge number for sure. It does, yep. And so, you feel like you're within the top 100. You feel like you're there, but you're really not there. And I've had this discussion with my partner and others that play this. You're inside the top 30 and you're not there. I mean, it is incredible. And you see yourself 12, 10, 8, still not there. And the year we were fortunate enough to get to the finish line, we were looking out for anybody out on Twitter. There was no platform, nothing promoting this contest. We wanted to continue. We wanted to find people that were out there to see if we can get a save, what we want to do. I mean, I love to bet football games, but I don't like to flip coins for millions of dollars.
Yeah, well said. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So when did David Baker come in, the poker player, get involved with the website?
So David Baker, great friend of ours, amazing poker player, and just he's done very well in these contests. And we have some common friends, and we had him on our Survivor Sweat pod, and we got a lot of positive feedback. And he understands how excited we are about this and how passionate we are about this. And just the organic talk of the marketplace came about in year 1 through the podcast of busting out, feeling that gut punch and saying, it would be great if we can buy back in, invest in somebody, get some shares. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, Survivor Sweat says, let's do this. Let's go for it. And it's just been a hit.
So it doesn't end there, too. You're also getting the Grandissimos we're going to talk about coming up as well. Betting splits, cut through the noise, pull real-time data straight from Circa and DraftKings. Circa caters to sharp bettors and big wagers. Track the percentage of bets and handle on every game across every major sport. You can make sharper, more informed bets. VSiN.com/subscribe. Join now, $9.99.
All right, more with Mike Buchmiller coming up next. Circa Survivor winner 2022. One of my partners reached out to me this morning, told me he loved an idea he heard on the show yesterday, and it should save people some anxiety this year. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue here with Mike Buchmiller, won the Circa Survivor contest, one of the winners back in 2022. He is now with Survivor Sweat. We can dive into that a little bit more here coming up. Here is the piece of advice maybe you want to approach the season with this year if you're in it with other partners or with other groups. A guy that I do a couple of entries with every single year heard us kick this around yesterday. He goes, I love that idea. He doesn't want to talk about it until Friday, because he doesn't want to have a heart attack over this thing like in weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, the entire time during the football season. Like he wants to enjoy it as well. What do you think about that?
Wait, isn't this supposed to be a fun contest?
It is, but then it's cardiac arrest time.
I don't know. My partner and I, we usually touch base on Wednesday. We shoot our pod on Wednesday, and we start talking through the process. We look at the numbers. We look at the equities where we think people are land, and we have a conversation on Wednesday, obviously. Thursday, Friday, we start getting to. We have 2 or 3 teams we feel like we're going to land on, and then we sleep on it. We wake up Saturday morning, and we just review it all. And the more we talk, the clearer it seems to get for us. It works for us. Other people have their ways of going about picking their teams, but we dot our I's, cross our T's, make sure we are comfortable where we're going to land, and we just go with it. You have to have that conviction, and to your point, you have to have a team that you want to sleep at night on. But at the end of the day, you have to take teams. You can't take the Chiefs every week.
Right.
And as we talked about, you said you busted out with the Giants last year.
Right.
My son comes walking down the stairs. I'm sweating the game. It's the over across the pond.
Right.
And he goes, "The Giants? Really?" And I'm like, "Buddy, at some point, you have to land on some of these fringe teams."
Oh, you're going to take a team multiple times throughout the year that it will make you want to throw up in your mouth.
Yeah, of course.
You have to.
Yeah, of course. And if they win and you get through, you're a genius. If you don't, well,
It's always next year.
there's always the marketplace.
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah.
So before the game, if Mitch reaches out to you, what's the process? How fast is it where it's like you negotiate, I want to sell a piece, it's worth $130,000. I still want control of the pick, but all this stuff is negotiable and up there on the list.
Yeah, I've quickly redirected people to James over at Survivor Sweat. I've seen it done in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That quick.
Beautiful.
They got the paperwork. For Grandissimo, people are jumping on us right now. We have about 20% left, last I heard. I signed DocuSigns all day long of people jumping on board and wanting a piece.
What did you think was going to happen when you did that? You bought 2 Grandissimo.
Yeah.
So what did you think? Did you anticipate this response?
Well, we reached out to a few of our partners, and they were all in. And then we reached out to some listeners, some people that we've become associate friends with, and they're all in. I mean, it was just going like hotcakes. We were going to do 1, and we quickly learned we had to do 2.
Really?
And to maximize our opportunity to win this, I think you got to have 2.
So are you still selling pieces right now? If anybody listening right now wants a piece of your Grandissimo entry or entries.
As of yesterday, there was 20% left, but it's going fast. I signed some DocuSigns this morning as well.
Wow.
And they could find that easily by going to survivorsweat.com.
Go to survivorsweat.com, go to the marketplace, a quick click. There's phone numbers, emails. They'll reach out immediately and you can jump aboard.
Well, here's the thing too. Clearly you guys know what you're doing. Previous winners. And again, last year you had 3 tickets leading into that week 10 game when it was down to like 100 plus people. That was it. So you guys are making deep runs here.
Yes. 2021, we made it, I want to say like 175. We were sub 200. Obviously, we had the run in 2022 where the stars aligned. Last year, we made another deep run. I mean, skill and luck. I think there's strategy in this contest for sure. I've heard people say that it's strictly luck. I disagree with that.
What was your number originally in Grandissimo when Derek announced it and shocked a lot of people with the $100,000 buy-in? What were you thinking that this could get to now that we're at 16 and he's already surpassed it?
Yeah, we were anticipating a 25K entry, the 100K entry kind of, whoa. But it was a lot of positive feedback. You can follow Twitter and find a lot of people, just the hits that were going on. I put the original line at 28.5. Looking now at 16, I think we hit 30. Yeah. Maybe more. There are some people who think we might get 40, 50. I'm not so sure about that. But there are some groups putting together the finances to do it.
There's also this, we brought this up yesterday, one of the episodes, I think it was episode 5, again, the quest for $14.2 million. Episode 6 starts tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on VSiN. It's going to be on YouTube TV. Again, vsin.com/survivor. Scotty Tribuco has been on this show many times, but he sold the largest ticket, I think, in Survivor Sweat history last year. But he kind of had to, right? Because he only had Chicago left in that Thanksgiving weekend. And we had the guest on yesterday who had a couple on Seattle, and they're like, he's got the Bears up for sale. We should probably take that as some insurance, and they did.
Smart play. I'd rather do that than, come out of pocket to hedge, and to be clear, he still had a piece of that entry moving forward because the max you could sell is 99% of it. So he got the intrinsic value of that, and he was able to still have a small piece moving forward just in case it hit the finish line.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe what happened last year with after week 3, people were selling.
Left and right.
Yes.
Because the NFL is a week-to-week league. It was turning over. I mean, nobody knew what was going to happen. You had the Bengals go down, the Ravens go down. It's the NFL. It's every week this thing can turn over.
Yeah.
Injuries, what have you. Obviously, Christmas, Thanksgiving, those weeks. Mm-hmm. If you have a chance to monetize, pull out, and continue to move forward, why not?
Yeah.
There was a guy who came down from Canada. He got all 10. And he wanted just to make some money on the contest. And he was there, I think, after week 3. And he goes, there you go. You can have them all. I made money. I did my job. I hit my goal. And that's that.
And they were going for $30,000.
It's massive amounts of money.
Yeah.
So you can kind of have, I wonder if that's going to happen even more this year now, especially like if 2025 is a carbon copy of the early 2024 season. I think more people are going to say, get me out of this. Take this off my hands right now.
Yeah, and think about the Grandissimo, because it could get chopped really quick. It could be down to 10. It could be down to 15, 12, 8. The FOMO of people wanting back in is real.
Oh, absolutely.
You bust out in week 1, week 2.
Yes.
You want back in.
You don't want to wait another year.
No, of course not. You want in now. And so, I mean, it's just an incredible way to continue to play this contest. And again, you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can buy pieces, you can buy shares, you could sell pieces and sell shares. And just to have that ride with somebody, you make friends for life. We jumped on board after we busted out last year with 2 people and helped get them to the finish line. Unfortunately, they had the Falcons. As I'd said off air, I actually wanted the Cardinals. I thought I wanted to be isolated, but walking up to the window with that hedge number was not the right thing to do.
Another part
of the whole thing to do
was
to take the Falcons that were 8.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
I want to say that they got plus 360 on the hedge line as opposed to even money with, I think it was plus 110 or minus 110 with the Cardinals against the Niners. So, at some point, you do have to lock up that value. And, everybody's finances is different.
Sure. Yeah.
But, even though the Falcons lost, they won.
Revisit a question from earlier. The perfect storm to get this over 25,000. Is it a woman winning? Is it a big-time celebrity? With the help of the documentary here, a Dana White, somebody like that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. The documentary is definitely helping, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And to have a cast of characters, somebody easy on the eyes. Obviously, you said, a female participant, all comers. This is a contest that's all you have to do is pick a winner. We're not talking about, -3, -3.5. It's not the point spread. It's pick a winner each week and survive.
I think a perfect character early on here of this year's show is Irish Mike from San Diego.
Yes.
Lifelong, this will tell you all you need to know. Yeah. Lifelong Chargers fan. He stopped watching the NFL, didn't care after they moved from San Diego to LA, started playing Circa Survivor, and he got his love back for the league.
Without a doubt.
Because of the contest.
Strong.
Without a doubt.
Strong.
Without a doubt. Because week in and week out, not only are you rooting for your team, but you're rooting for teams to clip others. And so, I'm a lifelong Titans fan. Look how that's turned out. So I end up rooting for the Titans each week to beat the top teams.
Sure.
You're always rooting for the underdog to knock off the chalk teams.
The Quest for $14 million, the 10-part doc following the drama, strategy, and heartbreak. Catch it tonight, final 5 episodes through the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Watch the first 5 if you fell behind, if you missed one. vsin.com/survivor, vsin.com/survivor.
Mike, that was awesome. Thanks for the time today.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you having me on.
Yep, former Circa Survivor winner Mike Buchmiller, Survivor Sweat. We'll get into tonight's Major League Baseball card coming up next.